G'day, Tom Cosm here. This is a tutorial video for my current live set that I put online. It's called the Mega Set, which is just a big collaboration of all the things that I've learned over the last 5 years put into one big set, because it's got a whole bunch of tunes. You can transition between tunes, you can route audio here and there. There's all these effects, dummy clips and whatnot. So this is my biggest project yet, and this is a video which will cover the functionality of it. If you want to grab this set and you don't know what I'm talking about, go to www.cosm.co.nz/megaset and you'll be able to download it and have lots of fun and play with it. Hope you enjoy it. Click us an email if you've got any problems. tom@cosm.co.nz. Cool, jump into it. This is the first screen that you're presented with when you first open up the Mega Set, and it's kind of similar to my previous live sets in the sense that I've got I've got 6 tracks per song. So I've taken my song, I've written it in the studio, and I've converted it into 6 separate layers which contain everything. So all the bass elements of my tune go into the bass track, all my kick elements, all my percussive instruments, synths, hi-hats, whatnot. I've got synth stuff, I've got techie, glitchy stuff, and I've got rest, which is everything else. So this is how I like to separate my tracks. I like to separate up into 6 layers because it's easy to manage, it's doable, it still gives you a large element of control. And if you're interested in how to get your tune into this format where there are 6 individual layers cut up into loops in a very easy way, there is a video tutorial on my website, moving from the studio to live performance, which you can check out. So I've got these first set of 6, and you can see we've got a song here. This is a song called Up in the Downs. This is a new song, so this is a new set of loops and stuff, separate to my last live packs. And so that's all good. So these are all the loops here. But if we go across here, you can see that I've got a separate set of 6, exactly the same bass, kick, percussion, syn, tech, rest, but this is a second lot. So you can call this kind of track 2 over here. This is track 2, and you could say that this is track 1. And then this little thing here is just a visual placeholder to separate the 2. So this track 2 is when the second song comes in. So if we have a look here and we scroll down and down and down and down, you see once this tune is finished, I've got a new tune here, which is Heaps Good Strongboard. So Heaps Good Strongboard picks up in the second set of 6 and goes down in a diagonal fashion. So that means I can bring in something in the percussion while something in the percussion on this track is still playing. I could change the kicks. I could stop the kick on this channel and then start the kick on this channel, etc. So this is the way that you transition between tunes. But then again, if we scroll down again, so we scroll down through all the clips here, there's got all the clips just like the last live pack here, and we get to the end, we see Swagger, and if we scroll across, we've got Swagger all cut up again, and then right down to the bottom we've got All This Time once again. So it diagonals downwards, moving from tune to tune to tune to tune to tune, and this is exactly how I do it when I play, and this is the way that I move between tunes. I have about 90 minutes to sometimes 2 hours of audio set up in a set in this fashion, and I've never had a problem with it. There's no reason why you can't load heaps and heaps of clips into the one set. So that's how I transition through, and it's it's a very effective way, and it also means that you have an element of mixing control. So I kind of come from a DJ background, so I really like mixing in between tunes. So say I've got all my outro loops happening here, and say this tune here, so I will play. Let me just play some samples. So we'll play this one, and we'll play this one. So this tune's just starting to slowly finish, and we can start bringing in things from this tune. So let's bring in this one. Excellent. And just like before, we could stop the kick on this channel and start this kick. And we'll play this sample here. So it's going to slowly die out, in theory. Or we could just fade it out. Usually I would have these volumes assigned to knobs on a MIDI controller. We'll just play this loop. And so now you see we've moved to the next tune. I mean, that's a very simplified way of doing it. I'm doing it with the mouse so you can see all the movements. But yeah, I would usually have all of these values assigned to MIDI controllers, so I could quickly bring the bass down, say the kick down of channel 1, and bring the kick up in track 2. It's a lot of fun. when you have 6 elements of control, it's kind of like your old, DJ mids, highs, lows kind of thing. But you've got 6 individual elements which are all very specific. Cool. So that's the way that I mix between tunes, and that's the first part of why I wanted to release this live set, because there seems to be a lot of people who want to figure out how to do this. So I've got this first lot of 6, I've got the second lot of 6, but if we go over here, you can also see we've got a third lot of 6. Now this third lot of 6 is here because I wanted to be able to route the bass line from track 1 and the bass line from track 2 into the same channel, which is here, baseline, you could say, on track 3. So baseline 1 and 2 have been compressed into this single baseline, and this is handy because now I have an element of control over both the basslines from one audio track, rather than, say, applying some effects to bass 1 and some effects to bass 2. That's twice as much CPU power. I want to be able to actually control effects on whatever bassline is coming through the bass. So boom, there we go, and we can control it. Same with the kick. Both kick drums go through this kick channel, both percussion tracks go through the single percussion channel. Everything gets compressed down into one set of 6, which is really handy. So just as another example, let's say let's play this 4/4 here. Wait for it to kick in. So there's that, and we'll just play bass line. If we go along to this third set of 6, you can see the bass and the kick lit up. If I open up the ins and outs in Ableton, right here you can see that the audio 2 of bass 1, so the audio is going to dash bass, and see how I've named this track dash bass. If we look at the kick, you see it's going to dash kick, which is the one next to it, dash kick, etc. So that means if I was to turn off this bass line and go along, and we'll pick a bass line from All This Time, we'll go this one. See, it's coming through the bass channel here as well. So again, now we've got a good element of control over everything. It's all about chunking things down into a manageable amount of things. I mean, if you're just a single person, you can only do so much. So figure out the way that you work in clever chunking mechanisms in order to be more effective, basically. Yeah, so that's all fun. So that's what the third set of 6 there are for. It can be kind of confusing with all the routing and everything. Sometimes you can get a bit lost, but after a bit of experience, you get used to it pretty quickly. Right, so that's how I have all the loops and whatnot set out. So you can do your own little remixes and mash tunes up and bring them in and out and do mixing and all that kind of stuff. But for effects, I use I use this technique where I guess you could say I have chains of effects which I can fire off different ones, different channels too. So I'll show you what I mean. Okay, look, here we go. Here's 3 audio tracks called FX1A, FX1B, FX1C. Now these are all chained up together in the sense that if something gets fed into FX1A loop, so it's a looper, the audio from that will go through FX1B, which is a grain delay, and anything that comes into FX1B grain delay gets fed through FX1C flanger. So the audio goes 1, 2, 3, and then out to the master. Again, I'll open up the audio ins so you can see the audio 2 goes to FX1 grain delay, or the audio of the grain delay goes to the FX1C flanger. So and these are 3 kind of effects which I have, which I like and feel that sit well together. So I could just feed any one of these channels into one of these 3 channels here. Into just this channel, and each of the 3 channels effects will be applied to that particular sound. And you can see here I've got a beat repeat on the looping channel, I've got a grain delay on the grain delay channel, and I've got a flanger here with a compressor, because flangers can get gnarly at times and it's not fun to blow people's eardrums up by accidentally doing something strange with the flanger. So that's just on a limiting setting, so there's no massive spikes of audio. So that's the first chain, and that's again, a group of effects that I like. Secondly, I've got another chain here, which again, all 3 of them linked up. You can see the audio 2 goes to this one, and the audio 2 of that one goes to that one. The grain delay, another grain delay, and then I've got a reverb here. You can see I've got these in instrument effects rack, so I've got all the parameters that I would want to control on the actual effects rack. And this third one in the chain is just a redux, so that's just a fun little bit reduction tool.